So I tried to think, yes, it's not line for technique, as I specify. Stop particular obstacles, very powerful to stop black magic to obstacles. People who have black magic, and then it comes down to the practice of line-based technique, or like that. Yeah. Yeah, I did do it, but but I say I don't think I can do initiation. But anyway, yeah. So pray to heart that to complete your dharma practice, because myself and yours dharma practice in this life. So, that explaining these things is possible obstacles to benefit your mind, like that. But so I made general prayers to complete your dharma practice. So like that also. I did the retreat in Switzerland many years ago, and then did the 5 puja in London Monastery Institute. Well, it's good question. One question or half question? No question? No, you can ask the next slide. Yeah. What? What is permanent? What is permanent? General Buddha is permanent. It is said general Buddha. But a particular Buddha, you don't say permanent. Yeah. General Buddha permanent. But particular Buddha is Guru Shakyamuni Buddha permanent. I don't think so. That impermanent. But general Buddha, general Buddha always exists. It's a permanent. So like that. Buddha's mind, no, I wouldn't say permanent. No. Maybe your mind is permanent. Your beer is permanent. Your beer is permanent. It will stay until and even your bone, even after a few lifetimes, beer stays. Yeah, okay, all right. Okay, all right. Yeah, that Lama Tsongkhapa said in the hymns of the gradual path to enlightenment, Lamdrum Nyamgur in Tibetan, Lamdrum Nyamgur. Lama Tsongkhapa's hymns of the experience of the path to enlightenment. Or that Lamri Yangur. There's essence of dharma. Many other extremely important philosophers, but the essence of the Lamri Chemo, the great commentary, then middle Lamrim, by taking out all the discussions about negating all the wrong views or emptiness, wrong views, then middle Lamrim, the kind of the essence. Then short Lamrim is the Lamrim Yangbur. Unbelievable. In short, but it's depth, vast, even short, but then I think they wrote three principal aspects of path to enlightenment. The essence of the whole entire dharma. So renunciation, bodhichitta, right view. So you have to understand, it doesn't get why it comes in three is because the Lama Tsongkhapa met in three, but Nyingma is Lotong Namshi, the four aspects of I don't know right exactly. Stopping the four negative thoughts. I just said that four negative thoughts. The first is attachment to this life. Second one, attachment to future samsara. Then next one is a self-cherishing thought. And next one, the root of samsara, the ignorance, holding the I as truly existent. You see, so those four negative thoughts are negative thoughts. So Lotong Namshi, so four aspects of the stopping the four negative thoughts. So then Sakya, Shambhashita, separating the liberty, or separating from the four clinging, separating from four clinging, Shambhashita. So meaning, so same. So if you are attached to this life, you are not a religious person. Dharma person, not Dharma practitioner. You know, even you are meditating or even recite text, Dharma text, or circumambulating temples and so that whatever you do, reciting prayer all the time, or reciting mantra, reciting prayer all the time. You know, whatever you do, years, lifetime retreat in the solitary place, without seeing people, even animals, but so that you see, but all this is done with the attachment to this life, then it's not a Dharma practitioner. I wouldn't say religious person, I wouldn't say that. I think better to say not Dharma practitioner. So if you want to renounce the attachment to this life, then the Dharma practitioner. So that situation chabame, coalition engagement. If you attach to visualize samsara, then engagement is not renunciation. You don't have the cause to achieve, you see, liberation from samsara, the renunciation to samsara, you don't have. So So all these things, whatever you do, is not. You don't have renunciation to samsara, so it doesn't become all these things. Whatever you do, meditation, reading text, reciting mantra every day, all 24 hours, or whatever you do, all these things. So it do not become cause of liberation from samsara. And then the next one is self-cherishing thought. Doctor So if you are clean, if you are cherishing, so Buddha say, if you are cherishing the meaning of self, if you are cherishing meaning of self, so that means they see, if you are cherishing the I, then you see all those things, whatever you do, meditation, reciting text, going around, whatever you do, even meditating whole life in solitary place without seeing anybody, or even without sleeping, or without eating, whatever. So if you do that, all that with the self-cherishing thought, then you don't have bodhichitta, so nothing becomes. All those actions, whatever you do, all those things don't become cause of enlightenment. Nothing of those. Outside looks like practicing dharma, very sort of unbelievable zeal, zeal, unbelievable, so strict, this and that. So it looks like incredible. But you see, if your mind is not pure, if your mind is selfish mind, then there's no bodhichitta. Nothing of your actions become cause for enlightenment. So even looking by other people outside, looking so serious, so this, but in reality, the person's motivation is if it's self-cherishing thought, no bodhichitta, so that there's nothing become cause of enlightenment. Even the whole life doing that, doing retreat, doing meditation, seeing people and things, all that, so whatever they do, reciting prayer, doing puja, whatever. So nothing become cause of enlightenment. And then, Daoshina means if you hold on truly, if you hold on I, but the word to make clear, the word is holding the I is truly existent. Existing from inside, existing by nature. Common language is real. If you are holding the I as real, then again, all your lifetime doing retreat or meditation or whatever, all those things, then outside people's view, who don't have clairvoyance, who don't know the person's mind, looks like incredible dharma here, but reality, all those things didn't become, didn't become right view. Because all those things done, so if you hold the I as true existent or the real, or then you don't have a right view. You see. So or even you're doing all those things, looking religious, looking dharma from outside. Other people looking outside, the breaking dharma outside, looking from outside, looking that. But then you see, when you see that person's without the right view, on the wrong view, holding the I as real, also that, you see, then everything do not become antidote to samsara. Everything do not become remedy to the ignorance, root of samsara, to eliminate the ignorance. Which eliminate the ignorance, so do not become so like that. So that say, say, yeah, nothing become remedy to samsara, nothing become remedy remedy to eliminate the root of samsara, the ignorance. This becomes sport because you are believing I is real. So you see, so wrong concept. So all those activities didn't become antidote to root of samsara, ignorance. Instead of cutting ignorance, it become all this become developing ignorance. You understand? So tadoshi na tana. One people is doctor la shena, doctor la shena. Basically, cherish I, then this one, tadoshi na tana. So if you look at the eye, the real, it's not the right view. It's not material emptiness. So I want to tell you one thing. There might be helpful meditation on emptiness. That's not on very useful. Karasukuri. For example, it's not. You don't touch at all the false eye, which the real eye, which is the false eye, which do not exist, at all. So that one you never touch. You like that, you see. That one is kind of taking character, kind of that, you see. But you see, general eye or the mid-level eye, you look, there's no, the hair is not eye, the skin is not, blood is not eye, the veins are not eye, the bones are not eye, Every piece is not eye, tongue, nose, tooth, and nose, ear, piece of brain, and the heart, and every piece is down, then pieces, not eye. So toes not eye, nails not eye. That you see. So that's nice, you see. Then on top of the hair, then nowhere, check carefully. Nowhere on this aggregate, nowhere on the tip of the hair, then or anywhere, on the hands, on anywhere, belly, all that pipi caca, and all the legs, nowhere there's eye. Oh, you see, nowhere there's eye. See, so all that is wrong meditation. You have to know right down. You have to know that's wrong meditation on emptiness. You have to know that. So many people think that's a right meditation and emptiness. Even many monks who debate, who are excellent, very wise in dharma, many they think it's meditation and emptiness. No, that's not meditation and emptiness. So that's our one teacher who was a well-known teacher. So I asked, is that meditation and emptiness? So I don't know dharma, I don't know philosophy. So I received some of the teaching, but I'm lazy to study. So, I asked him what is meditation. Of course, it's just the Geshe said. Of course, it's meditation, and of course, this is commonly well known among the people who debate. All the monasteries, well known. He said, but I said, I want to see the scripture text that is a meditation. I want to see. So then tomorrow lunchtime, I asked him. He said he could not find it. He said he could not find the text. Very funny. So anyway, so if you are not careful, you are not precise, you're not careful, if you also don't analyze, there's mistakes like this. If you analyze, that's not meditation, that's wrong meditation, emptiness. So that's leading to nihilism. You see, and then there's an I. But I don't think that you have great fear. No, there's no great fear. Or there's no I. You see like that. For example, the vase, you see. For example, vase, then Lama Tsongkhapa used the example of vase. So you check the vase. Where's the vase? Not the real vase. Or truly in the vase, nothing. It's just that one just you didn't point, just didn't touch. Where's the vase? The general vase was the middle of the vase. Where's the vase? This is not vase. Top is it vase? Then the neck is not vase. The belly is not vase. And the bottom is not vase. This is all you cannot find vase. So there's nihilism, falling nihilism. You're following nihilism. You're following nihilism. Then she be checked out from him. Now, Kasi Chapram Machavis. Then she be checked out from him. You feel nihilism that destroying the dependent arising, the vase. You see, the vase exists. Vase exists because the value-based vase exists. The I exists because aggregates, value-based aggregates exist. That's all, you see, like that. So, I say English, but in the Tibetan, in the Tibetan language. But that exists, you see, because the value-based unity level exists. That's the reason that. So you have to know the other reason for it exists. That's what value-based exists. So because then what's the level of that I? What's the level of I exists? That exists in the man. So didn't simply check that wrong in bed. Lama Tsongkhapa said that you don't find vase, then there is you feel nihilism, destroying the vase. So vase is existing in the man, mirrored by mind, on the value base, you see. Then the round thing, the neck, then belly, then the bottom part. see. Dong dir, dong, do dir, shab shum, future holding water, touching the which can function that, able to function that, and that is the meaning of definition of vase. Oh, so that was value base. So then the touch, what's the level vase exists. So it's didn't touch the false vase, real vase. I mean, our ordinary language, the truth existing vase, what expressed in the philosophy, truth existing vase, existing vase exists from society, vase exists by nature. So you never touch that. The real vase. Then general vase, they have the middle vase, then you wide it. And then, so I'm saying, I don't think a great fear rises from that. Because you see, real vase or the real I is kept. So that you don't look, you don't research that. You don't examine that, but just the general I or the male I look for. So therefore, I don't think deep fear wouldn't happen because it didn't hit the ignorance of samsara. You see? So object of ignorance, it's kept, this real so you see? So therefore, but when you look the real I, when you don't find it, for lower intelligence, deep fear rises when it really, meditation really walked in the correct point. They hit the ignorance root of samsara, your root of samsara, which is maybe suffer from beginningless rebirth. You see? So then the deep fear rises for lower intelligence in the bodhisattvas. Deep fear rises. So they are highly intelligent, the bodhisattvas. Joy, happiness, tears come. The hairs stood up, all of that. So the other one is that, so therefore doesn't hit the ignorance. It's kept. You see, so then they may add that. Then you found nihilism destroying the dependent arising. The vase existing, so it harms to that. It destroyed that. There's no vase there. There's no vase there. You see, so vase which exists, but then you feel nihilism, vase not there. So that means your eye is not there. Whole world, nothing exists. No Buddha, Dharma, Sakya, no Karma, nothing exists. You don't exist, I don't exist, you don't exist, so nothing exists. So it becomes like that. Then you see, then you have cancer. Cancer doesn't exist. Sickness doesn't exist. So why you take medicine? What for you're taking medicine? What for you're taking medicine? If the sickness doesn't exist, what for you're taking medicine? So the medicine doesn't exist. So it's that. So like that. There's no hunger. So why you eat food? What do you eat food? There's no body, so why you eat food? Only if you're body, then there's need to eat food. But if you don't have body, don't eat food. Then there's no body, so why you eat food? There's no mind. So why you look for pleasure? There's no mind. Why you look for pleasure? Why you play music? What for? You know. Is the mind. Why you sleep? Why you sleep now? Why you need to sleep now? You don't mind. So, very funny. So there's appearance and then Lama Tsongkhapa said, appearance and Kakcha, objective refuted, not differentiated because of that. Appearance, I think the dependence, appearance and Kakcha, objective refuted, the real, everything appearing real. You see that, not differentiated, those two. Oh, that's what Lama Tsongkhapa explained. Must write down. So important. Oh, that's a wrong meditation, emptiness. Oh, no. Wrong meditation, emptiness. I haven't done that. So, I'm giving you one example of meditation. You see, you look at a table. You look at a table. Top part is not table. Any part is not table. And this is not table. Leg of table, but not table. Leg of table. So your leg is not you. You understand? Your hand is not you. You understand? So this leg of table is not table. So wherever you point out, it's not table. Okay? So then you don't find table. You go where the table, so you don't find the table there. You see, you went to the leg, So you see, some is a vase, then you feel nihilism. You see, nihilism. Destroying the table, which exists in mere level by mind, because the value base which support things, table which support things. So it is there. So that's the value base. So table exists. So table, because this exists with the limited things, So therefore the table exists. Mirror level by the mind, table exists. Table is there because the base of the table is there. So that's the how the table exists. But then you look, not the real table, but the table, where the table? So you look for everything, nothing. Nothing's a table. You see, even the whole group. So solution is not table. So that destroy the table what exists. Exists mere name. Because that's the value base. That's the whole thing. So it destroys that. You see. So that's the fallen nihilism. So you believe in that, then one text I saw, you creating a heavy karma, like killed 100 million people, 100 million people killed. So a very heavy karma. If you fail nihilism, believe nothing, the table not exist. This is not table. So means everything do not exist. So like I said, I told before. So you see, like this. But now look back table again. Oh, look at the table. There's a real table appeared from there. There's a real table. See, on this vase, there's a real table appearing to you from there. Oh, the real table. Now you look at the real table. Oh, then you see, now you search that. Where is it? Oh, then you can see you search one piece by piece. Every atom is not the table, not that real table. Every corner of the piece is not the real table. If not all together, it's not the real table. So, you see, so when you check like that, then there's the real table. There's a real table appearing from there, you know, upon the base, or on the base, a real table appearing, or it cannot stay as it is. Shikpa means dissolve. Shikpa means dissolve. Shikpa, the correct word is shikpa. Cannot last. Like I gave the idea of, you know, you hold the eye from beginning to end. Oh, so important. Oh, you know, whole life, day and night. Oh, whatever you do, eating, sleeping, also so important this eye. Oh. But when you realize emptiness, then when you start to emptiness, oh, when you start to see this is real eye that you're holding, it's a false eye. It's false. So suddenly you have nothing to hold there. There's nothing there. You have nothing to hold there. You see? Nothing to hold. Oh, when you start to realize emptiness, there's no real eye there. There's shikpa. Dissolved, I'm not sure the right word. Dissolved, the medicine you put in the water dissolves. Maybe it stays something small piece inside. You know, not the concrete is not there, but you know, that's also dissolved, but not the complete shikpa. You see, when you recognize the false, then first time when you recognize false, then it cannot last. It cannot stay by itself. Become non-existent. Shikpa becomes. So, what you've been cherishing, holding on, realize, wow, holding on. All the time, what we eat, eating, fighting, praising, criticizing, whatever you do. So there's a real life. Oh, all the time, to not hurt to that. You try to so many things, to not hurt, to not get hurt this eye, to get happiness for this eye. You're over day and night, all the time, whole life, to not get hurt, to not get problem, to enjoy, to get happiness for this eye. But start realizing there's nothing there. Totally you're hallucinating. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. Like that. You're totally hallucinating. Totally you're deceived by the ignorance. Oh, like that. So the real table, then the second meditation, then the real table, you see, not there. Shikpa, no, not there. Not even atom there. Oh, that's emptiness. That's the realized emptiness. Oh, like that. Not the first one. So, this a long time ago, I think in Holland, I thought that meditation, then I guess I guided the meditation like that. So that the first one wrong, second one is right meditation. You understand? So that's very, very good one. No? So, why I'm talking this, going back, go back, root, well,
did a quote from his experience, but then...
Yes. Okay. So, sorry, I must go through this. Quote is Dute Nyemi Samla Mambena. Dute Nyemi Samla Mambena. Tawa Tuni Chichi Mijungwe. Kunjung Kowe Jugrim Masana. Kowe Sawa Chosu Mishiwe. Silly Nijung Kishi Temata. Kowa Kangi Tipa Shevache. Jizan Lame Nyane Terase Tanda Tache Tichi Temta. Lama Tsongkhapa's words, very tasty. Very extensive, very tasty, very profound. So do the Nyimi Samambana, you want to not try to reflect the shortcomings of true suffering. Shortcomings of true suffering. If you don't attempt to think shortcomings of true suffering. So you went through that meditation, So the suffering altogether, then all the suffering was samsara together, suffering pain, suffering change, pervasive, compulsive, that you see. So, Kastanim. Dear Sana, baby, just repeat the suffering change. You see, samsara pleasure. I described before. Some days ago I described it. But now, samsara pleasure, that is like, salt, on the salt there's honey. So you lick the taste of honey, but then you cut the tongue. It's like that. It's like the poisonous food. It's like the poisonous food. Samsara pleasure is like poisonous food. You eat, but it kills you. So like that. Because of the samsara pleasure is like, because of the, fishermen's, this worm, fishing worm, you put the hook inside, then you send it in the water, then it moves and so the fish think there's something to eat, with so much grass, run! Then you get hooked. Get hooked. Instead of enjoying, you get hooked. Then you die. Then skins, because the hair is cut, or the nail cut. It's like that. Yeah, it's like it's like the hunting animal. You put some food, meat there, to catch the animal. This bird, you hang meat, you create the things and hang meat. Then they think this something to eat. Wow. Then get caught. That you die. Or then the person come, then pick up. Of course, then they eat. Kill, they eat. So you see, there's something to eat. Wow. You see, cheat. Then totally cheat you. Your attachment cheat you. So sometimes pleasure is like that, like honey on the sword or knife. You see, sharp knife, sharp part, honey. Then you lick, then cut. You see, it's because samsara pleasure, nature of samsara pleasure is suffering. And that's why it doesn't last. It's become suffering, pain. When it become, as I mentioned, another suffering stopped from great, another suffering became small, from small. So then by increasing, as you, use more, the second suffering, which increases from small, then increases more and more, then it becomes suffering, pain. Doesn't last, pleasure. And then it cannot increase like dharma happiness. Because it's your suffering. So like dharma happiness, and you can increase, you can achieve liberation, you can achieve enlightenment, something like that. So we tried samsara pleasure from beginningless rebirth. Up to now we haven't tried. We still didn't get satisfaction, like that. So we do attachment to that. It didn't free us from samsara, and that's why from beginningless rebirth up to now we've been suffering samsara, like that, in 6 realms. So as we meditate to that, so I just tell you that how to meditate the nature, how to meditate on the suffering change, how to meditate. There's many examples about that. All those you must know. If you think, you will find many examples. I give you some. I give you just a rough idea. This few examples. You know many examples. You think. So that's how to meditate. It's something applied to nature suffering, because nature suffering. Like that you say. Yeah, okay, so the name is something like that. That's the main thing that I want to edit this for you to meditate. To know how to meditate. So, the name is something the name is something if you don't attempt to think the shortcomings of true suffering, then seeking liberation doesn't happen exactly. So you see, you don't know. You know only true suffering. Even there is only problems, only some problems, and you don't know the rest. Even true suffering, you don't know all. And then suffering change, you don't know how that is the nature of suffering. You don't know. You have no idea. You think you believe the real pleasure. You don't know the nature of that is suffering, you have no idea. So then previous component, you have no idea. So then your liberation you are seeking is very limited. Just only some problem. It's just only some problem that you know. You don't know the rest. So your liberation, your liberation from samsara it's only these problems, these few problems, and free from that. That's also very limited. Very, very limited. You really don't know what liberation is. What you're supposed to look for, you have no idea, you don't know. So like that. So then you can't achieve liberation. You see? All of that. Then, so if you don't reflect the evolution of all rising, that is delusion karma, all the suffering, all rising is all the suffering comes from is a delusion karma. So all rising is all the suffering rising from delusion karma. So if you don't think that, then you don't know how to cut. Then you don't know how to cut the root of samsara. You don't know how to cut, eliminate the root of samsara. You don't know. Because you don't know cause of suffering. So if you don't know cause of suffering, then you wouldn't know how to cut the root of samsara. So that's so important. So if you don't know how to eliminate the root of samsara, then you don't know how to be free from samsara at all. Silly, you don't just then practice reliable or practice renunciation of the samsara, you see. What binds you to samsara? What keeps you? What binds you to samsara? So important to means the understanding what binds you to samsara is so important. So important. So anyway, I might mention later, but I think ignorance and coming information, and then craving, grasping. You see, ignorance and craving and grasping, 3 delusions and 2 actions. And the outer ignorance, the coming information, that's one action. And the second action is outer craving, grasping, then becoming is one action, becoming. You see, she's signified by pregnant woman. So, becoming, you see, making powerful the imprint, you see, the birth, you see, to become the human birth, very powerful, that. So becoming, Nyamo somo lenyi so shidin tejin doing, so shidin, so the one way the consciousness goes from life to another. For name and form, name is the mind, form is the body, name form as 6 sense basis, and 6 sense basis, and contact, the feeling, and then birth, old age and death. So 7 results. So you also more lineage, she didn't teach it doing so. The 7 results are the 7 she didn't Nyamosumo Leni so the seven is the result. Then during that time again, then during that time, then again, you see, from ignorance, ignorance, the craving, grasping, then the kind of information becoming starts so many, then seven starts with the three delusion, two actions. Even one day, while seven results happening, now for us, now for us, the death, rebirth is done, all is death, so all is happening. Death is the only thing what's left. So only that, what's left to happen. So also, while even not only while we have seven results, but during this, not only that, but even one day, so many trolling started. So many, one day, 1 hour, 1 minute, even a second or that. So many trolling started in the evolution of samsara. You see? So not practicing emptiness, not practicing mindfulness in emptiness. That's I mentioned 2 ways. Looking at everything, or looking at everything, eye, action, object, everything. Looking at it, hallucination, as it is hallucination. That's so good, not doing that. And mirror, eye, action, object, everything, mirror, everyone, not practicing that. Not realizing, not practicing that, mindfulness. Then completely follow the ignorance. Everything appears real to you, we create by, decorated or projected by ignorance. Then you're totally believe what you 100% believe is real. So just on the time, Papa, you start troubling, Papa. Evolution samsara, each day so many, each hour so many, with ignorance, start even minutes, Papa. So it's like, so that's what I'm supposed to mention later, but okay, now it's okay. So it's like this, what normal I mentioned. You see, there's a prison, so anyway, there's a prison here, then even you're free from this prison, but there's another prison outside, you see, from this, another prison. If you're free from this, there's another prison. So it's endless. So the true link, you see, because you start with the 3 delusion, 2 actions, started so many, 1 day, 1 hour, minutes, but you don't practice, you don't realize emptiness, you don't see things as illusion. Everything is real, there's no practice, even mindfulness, meditation, awareness is not there. So completely real. So this what projected, what recorded by the ignorance. So that, so the troubling, you see, the evolution there which ties you samsara. Endless, so numberless, every day you create so much. So like that, how we suffer in samsara, it's like that. Endless, that you say. So, walking it in the Lama Tsongkhapa said, not doing anything. I, yogi, practice this way, and you who is seeking liberation, I beg you also practice this. Lama Tsongkhapa said, but we recite, then the disciple said, so, that you the venerable, you the perfect guru, practice this way. I who is seeking liberation, seek liberation like that. Very sad with that. Anyway, so yeah, sorry. How much time? How much?
Lots of time, actually. Plenty of time.
Okay, so yeah, then this is the way to this is how to meditate on real life. How to meditate, conclusion. Wow. Then you know how so important to realize and to meditate. Every day meditate the emptiness. The one very important meditation. The other one, bodhichitta. For you, if those two can be your main practice, that makes your life best. Your life best. If people ask what is your practice, and they don't know what your practice is, they say Chandrikism, bodhichitta, and emptiness, shunyata. Oh, you're real rich. Yeah, then doing the most important dharma practice. So that's rather than say, oh, I'm doing Dzogchen, I'm doing Jagra wind drops or something. That's so. As I've read, what Gyabchikuna Lama said, you see, without bodhichitta and all this, you can't achieve enlightenment. How much you do all those meditations, all that, you see, can't achieve enlightenment. It's just a big name to sound to other people's mind, but ear, but you see, cannot achieve enlightenment. Some people like very much to say very high things, tons of practices there. So I must go start. Yeah, then just oneself to be free from samsara, achieve liberation, not perfect life. Then free the numberless beings from the oceans of samsara suffering, bring to enlightenment by yourself, by oneself. Then therefore I must achieve enlightenment. Oh, that's what. Yeah, listen to teaching. This is what my teacher, Lama is teacher from Tibet. It's very learned, very outstanding, learned teacher in Sakya and doing all those. So many, tens of thousands. So, even just 7,700, that's common name. Who was a known Kishisobar, so it's a short teaching on there. And there's not, this is just short, brief, simple explanation. Maybe I begin between this Kasuri. Yeah, then just mention, yeah. Not everything what is said here, but just some. Then Buddha, why Buddha descended into the world? What's the purpose? And that purpose is to liberate the sentient beings from samsara sufferings, and to lead to liberation and to omniscience. Only for that reason, no other reason at all. When why Buddha descended into the world. So it is said in Sutra, Tunan Dipa Chi meditation, Dunga Chagi Messel, you don't was 11, Chi them, but them draw use. Majuans, Tumna Majuans in the Buddhas, do not wash negative karma with water. It's like you see, Hindus wash river Ganga water, the body washes, everything purified. So not in that way. Chi meditation, not mild ones do not wash with water the negative karmas. Do it to a chunky micellas. And do not take it out with the hand, the suffering of sentiments. That means like thorn. If thorn went into the body, then you take it out with hands out. You take the thorn out. So like that, you see, and that's not where the Buddha liberated sentient beings from suffering. Like taking the thorn out with the hand, taking the sufferings of taking the sufferings of the transmigratory beings out. It's not like taking thorn out, not like that. And if you talk about Shana this not on the way the Buddha liberated ascended beings from samsara, also not by transplanting his realization on the ass, not that way. It's just like, monkeys, I don't know, monkey's brain or some taking, then put in the human body, and, so that brain, or I don't know, the different part of the body is, and the health one, then you put back in the human body, so not like that. By transplanted realization with the us, and not like that. Now, how the Buddha liberated us? How Buddha liberated us from some suffering, samsara? By revealing truth, the ultimate nature, the emptiness. That is what is said in Sutra. And by Buddha. And Sanjika Dujita Tapas to separate the mind of the sentient beings. Sentient beings who are object of subject by Buddha. For that method, Buddha has revealed 84,000 teachings. Then this Four Noble Truth is the root of that, basis of the Four Noble, 84,000 teachings. After becoming enlightened, the very first teaching of the Buddha is what's called the first rule of dharma. That which reveals Four Noble Truth. What's the practice? What's the truth? Abandon, exactly. That is one. Though that is informity about the teaching to the yin. So, Example, see, disease is to be known, what is to be known. The cause of disease is what is to be abandoned. And the happiness after recovered, healed, the happiness, that is what is to be achieved. And the medicine is what to follow. See. So like that, and then the suffering, the cause of suffering and cessation of suffering, true path. And the first suffering is to be known. True cause of suffering is to be abandoned. Then cessation of suffering to be what is to be actualized. And the true path to achieve that is one should follow. So Matthias Buddha said that. So, example, in the world, somebody who is a very severe patient, who is very sick, then to be completely free, liberated, then first you must know the essence of disease, the shortcomings of disease. Then you should look for the cause of the disease. You should look for the cause from whether this can. Then you see, including the cause of disease, to abandon forever, to be free from that forever. Then you see, when you generate the wish to be free from suffering, the sickness and the cause of sickness forever, then for that method, then you have to take the right medicine. Right medicine. You have to take the right medicine, and you have to rely on a wise doctor. Then this way, you completely get better, well, from the cause of this and disease. So like that, then the Guru Takhan, Guru Srinivata Buddha, the sentient beings who are tormented by the suffering of samsara, then Buddha revealed essence of samsara suffering, the shortcomings of samsara suffering. So Buddha taught true suffering. The Buddha revealed true suffering. Then from where the suffering came, the delusion karma. So then to abandon that, and then cause the all-rising truth, the thought. Then after that, you generally wish to be free from suffering, including cause. Then to achieve that, then true cessation of suffering taught by Buddha. Then to meditate the gradual path, that which makes to achieve liberation. So then for that method, then true path is taught. So that's why one sutra is mentioned. This is the true suffering for the Arya beings. This is the true cause of suffering for the Arya beings. And then because of this true cessation of suffering for the Arya beings, and then this true this is true path for the Ayaping Soda explained like that. For example, one human being from one life to another life, being under the control of true cause of suffering, the karma and delusion. So without break, from one life to another life, continuously get reborn. And that's how sentient beings circling samsara. Then by seizing the cause of suffering, the delusion karma, then sentient beings become free from suffering of samsara. To show that the selves, then Buddha shall reveal 12 different religions. Then they are Latvian. That means 12 different religions. Then also that's the evolution. Then vice versa. Vice versa, yeah. Then that is the old age and death. So the rebirth, they come from the Kasode. Rebirth come from the becoming the Kasode. And then the craving, grasping, then higher, you see. So that is craving, grasping, but maybe put this way. The rebirth, old age and death, the rebirth is, and then the rest is 7. They feeling and contact. The 6 bases and then form, those are the 7 that all come from the ignorance and the craving, grasping, 2 delusion, 2 actions that become the karma formation and become, you see, so like that. So that's Then, so that is the first one. Then the dependently first one. Clarifying that, LZR Sutra, and then number Eva Tempa. Number Tempa Shitawatan, differentiating the 12 different religions, LZR Sutra, and the Samsaric, the Sutra of rice plant, Samsaric Sutra. Taught well, So celebrating the rice plant, holding rice plant. So sutra, Gurushiram would hold rice plant in the hand, then sage, plant, green plant, see. Then Gironda Sweet, then any bhikshus who see the 12 different limb, then that bhikshu will see the dharma, means I think emptiness. Chotonga, Sui Chotonga, the Sakya Tonga. Whoever see the dharma, this is emptiness. So that bhikshu will see Buddha. Gelonda Sui Tenji Chonga Chonga Tonga Te Chotonga, Sui Chotonga Te Sakya Tongas. So then the 12 different religions explained, one external, one internal. So Katsuri, auto-dependent action is in the world, the cultivator, farmer, cultivator, then plant rice seed, you see, and then water, minerals, heat, so gather those, then makes it to grow, make it procrastinate. Then then plants, leaves, flower, fruit, and then gradual rises. Then, because by depending on the previous ones, and then later ones, the gradual rises. Without the previous ones, then later ones do not rise. So therefore, inner children, dependent relationships from ignorance, you see, up to the old age and death. So that's explained. So, okay, so I start here. Okay, yeah. All right, that's I just want to brief, to give an idea. So I think I should stop, yes, start this afternoon. So then we start to leave tomorrow, tomorrow morning, tomorrow. So like that. So then the Bodhisattva initiation, probably. Maybe you get enlightened without the Bodhisattva initiation. You become enlightened. So I don't need to do Bodhisattva initiation. Or you become arhat, by achieving liberation from samsara. You got liberated from samsara. I don't need to do Bodhisattva. So I go to bed. Okay, thank you. Chanjo Sanjo Rinpoche Ma Jewana Jigyu Jewa Nyamba Meva Kone Kondo Bewa Sho Gewa Diye Nyudo Da Lama Sanjen Tutu Nendowa Tina Malu Keje Sala Gurvara Sho. Yeah, okay. Sasi Bikiti Mudadu. No, don't stop. Rana Chinda Jamba Dugananda Jabara Show. Okay, thank you.